You gave your AI agent the ability to run Python code. It was supposed to analyze a CSV file. Instead, it ran slash, not because it was malicious, because the LLM tried to fix an error and got a little too creative. Text guardrails protect against what a model says, but sandboxing protects against what a model does. And that distinction can mean the difference between a working server and a disaster. Let's look at the threat model. There are 5 categories of things that can go wrong, and none of them require a jailbroken model. A perfectly well-intentioned LLM can do all of these through bad reasoning or hallucinated commands. Destructive operations. The LLM generates to clean up temporary files and deletes all your user data. Data exfiltration. It helpfully sends logs to an external endpoint, leaking your file to evil.com. Resource exhaustion. A buggy while-true loop allocates memory until your server crashes. Privilege escalation. Runs 777 on your shadow file. And lateral movement. The agent opens a socket to your production database. The foundation of sandboxing is container isolation. Docker containers provide OS-level isolation. Your AI agent runs inside a container that's separated from your host machine. Think of it as a padded room for your code. Here's what a minimal sandbox looks like. Start with Python Slim, create a non-root user, set up a workspace directory, install only the packages your agent needs, and drop all Linux capabilities. The critical security settings. No network access, memory limited to 512 megabytes, CPU limited to 1 core, a 30-second timeout, read-only except for the workspace, and all Linux capabilities dropped. Every one of these matters. But regular Docker containers share the host kernel. A kernel exploit inside the container could compromise your entire host. For higher security, there's gVisor, Google's user space kernel that intercepts system calls before they reach your real kernel. And then there's Firecracker, what AWS Lambda and Fly.io use. It creates lightweight micro VMs that boot in 125 milliseconds. Each execution gets its own virtual machine with its own kernel. Complete isolation. Don't want to manage sandbox infrastructure at all? E2B gives you cloud sandboxes via API. Create a sandbox in 150 milliseconds, execute code safely, and get results back. It handles file uploads, persistent sessions, and pre-installed packages. Before you even run code in a sandbox, scan it first. Static code analysis can catch dangerous patterns, OS system calls, exec. Flag them before they execute. Defense in depth. Here's your sandbox checklist before deploying any AI agent with code execution. Container isolation, non-root user, memory and CPU limits, execution timeout, network disabled, read-only, static code analysis, and audit logging. Print this out. The bottom line, never run LLM-generated code on your host machine. Docker is the minimum. Add gVisor or Firecracker for multi-tenant production. E2B is the fastest path if you don't want to manage infrastructure. And always disable network access by default. Next episode, we tackle data privacy. Sandboxing protects your infrastructure, but what about your users' data? Where do prompts go when you send them to OpenAI? Subscribe so you don't miss it.